Welcome back, friends. Welcome back. I'm excited. You're going to love this. So baseball season begins this week with opening day set for Thursday. Oh, it is? Oh, I got to get tickets. Anyway, while all 30 teams are aiming for the World Series, one baseball fan and Broadway star has a different goal, very different goal, to sing the National Anthem in all 30 parks. And she's closer than ever to making that happen. Look. That's my friend, Annie Edgerton, singing the Star-Spangled Banner in San Diego last fall. The 28th ballpark, friends. The 28th in her, I love how dramatic, the Anthem quest. Please welcome to the show my buddy Annie, everyone. Hi, Annie.
Hi, thank you.
Okay, I want to start off by how we met, because it was totally by chance.
Yeah.
I was in New York with a group of friends, including my fave gal pal, Lisa Lacourcier, and we went to where you work. You work at a fabulous lounge, I call it, bar?
Oh, yeah. I don't work there. I just go there a lot.
Oh. Okay, yeah. But we met, and we instantly connected, like instantly bonded. And then Annie proceeds to talk about the various tentacles of her life and the various jobs. So tell them all of the things that you have your hand in.
Oh, gosh. How much time do we have?
We do. We have given you the back half of the show. So.
Well, I like the back half sometimes.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that means.
I do. Yeah.
I work as a wine appraiser and consultant and a lot of things in the wine industry. I am a performer. I've been on Broadway, film and TV. I love to pretend to be other people for my job. I am on this Anthem quest. It's not a job, but it's a thing I've been pursuing for around 15 years. And what else? I'm just finished writing a book. I might be starting a podcast. I don't know. There's lots.
And we're going to get into, because I knew that you would find Annie. I meant it, what we said in the intro and the tease. She's one of the most interesting people I've met in the last few years because of your varied lives. We're going to get into the wine a little bit later, because wait till you hear about that. But first, where did this mission start? How did it start? Why and when?
Well, I've been a baseball fan ever since I was in middle school. My mom got me into baseball.
Yeah.
And I've been a performer around that time as well. And you know, a lot of baseball fans have a bucket list goal of seeing a game in every stadium. By chance, a friend of mine got me to sing for the Mets, which was my team, sadly, and heartbreakingly. It just is. It's a team that breaks your heart. And anyway, when I went on tour with the Broadway show Mamma Mia, I sang for a couple other teams, and all of a sudden I went, wait a minute, I've now sung for 4 teams. Maybe I should try to sing for all of the stadiums and do that goal one better. And so I've been trying.
So you were on number 4 when it kind of hit you.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
Oh, this could be fun.
I was at the Nationals with some folks from Mamma Mia, and one of the contacts said, that was great, come back anytime. And I went, wait, I can come back? You want me to do this again? Oh, okay. And so I did. They're one of the teams that I've sung for multiple times.
Let's focus on the positive, but I do want to ask you a dishy question. What park has been, for whatever reason, in whatever category, friendliness of the crowd, the facility itself, the magic, what has been some of your favorites to sing the anthem in?
It's not just because I'm here, but the Twins, y'all are the best fans.
Annie's not lying. I did set her up. We talked about this when we had dinner last night.
Yeah.
Annie's not. No, pulling your leg.
It was so. I remember it was a beautiful spring day. My mom was there. The stadium was packed with people before the first pitch even went out, which hardly ever happens. And just the warmth was reverberating out from the stands onto the field. It was a really memorable experience.
Okay, now other than how great we are, is there one that comes in maybe second base?
Well, I mean, I have to say, like, my heartbreaking team, I've gotten to sing for the Mets 6 times in both Shea Stadium before it was torn down, and then a few times in Citi Field.
6?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Do you get nervous anymore?
All the time.
Do you?
Every time. If you don't get nervous, you're doing it wrong, I think. So.
Because, I mean, it's a much different, I have thrown out a pitch once. Oh, there you are. Where is this at, Annie?
This was for the Braves virtually in 2021 because it was still COVID times and there were no people in the stands.
Oh my good, look at you.
That was the Orioles. I try to wear the colors of the team when I sing, so it's easy to remember where I was.
Look at you. Because what I was gonna say was, I've thrown out a pitch before, so I don't get nervous doing this type of thing, but there is a much, and you know what I mean, there's a much different feeling when you get to the mound or you walk out on that field and you look at the stadium around you. It's unworldly almost.
I'm getting nervous now and I don't have to sing. So,
yeah.
It really is, and there's a lot of pressure with this song because even if 90% of the people in the stands don't know the words, if you mess up, they'll know.
They'll know.
And also, I always say to people, if you want to do it, just pick a key lower than you think you need because everyone will forgive a little, but they don't want to get nervous when you're aiming for the high note that you're not going to make it.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
What are the two teams, before we go to break, what are the two teams left? I said in the beginning, you have two teams left, or two parks. Where are they?
Yes, Anaheim Angels.
Okay.
And New York Yankees.
Okay. Anaheim, Yankees. The hell are you doing? Seriously, call this woman right now. We'll put Annie's number and address at the bottom of your screen. Ooh. Sorry, you don't mind that we tell you where you live, don't you? It's
no,
fine.
Not at all. Come by.
No, we have much more with Annie. If you want to follow Annie's Anthem journey, and of course you do, check out her website. It's anthemquest.com. Her personal website is annieedgerton.com. And singing isn't the only thing Annie is known for. Let me tell you, this occupied most of 2 dinners that I've had with Annie. Her other big passion that'll make you go, really? When we come back. Back in a moment. That's great. Welcome back. Talking to my buddy Annie. Singer, actor, bingo caller, she does it all. She's on a quest to sing in every major league ballpark in America. We'll talk more about that in a little bit, but I thought you would love this. Besides singing and acting, Annie is also, and this is putting it mildly, a wine expert. Okay, can you briefly, in a Reader's Digest, let's set the table for folks. This is a family affair, right?
Oh, yes. My father became a wine appraiser back in the early 80s, I guess. He created the first database of wine auction prices, and comparable pricing is what you use to appraise anything. So he became a wine appraiser, and he taught me how to do the job while I was pursuing performing so that I would have a day job that would give me some money.
And it is a hell of a day job. These stories, you could sit and listen to Annie all day, but give them okay, so when Annie says an appraiser, people hire you to do what? Like you go into estate sales or, you explain.
Right,
yeah.
Well, we like to joke that we get called for the 3 Ds, death, divorce, and disaster.
Yeah.
That's usually when people need to know what their wine is worth in instances like that. So I do insurance claims, I taste wine for damage, which tasting wine for a job sounds fun until it's been cooked in 90-degree heat for 2 months.
Yeah.
Then it's not fun. But we do counterfeit investigation. We advise on collections and so forth.
One of the most, and again, we'll do a TV version of it. What was it? One of the cases that you had to do was a bottle with Thomas connected to.
We were involved. I think we're allowed to talk about this.
Oh,
no, I think it's
a case. Tell a case that you can't talk about.
It's been written about. So
okay.
And our family name has been mentioned. So there was a billionaire who owned bottles that were supposedly owned by Thomas Jefferson, and there were a number of other bottles in his collection that the provenance became questionable. So we were involved in a massive, very well-known counterfeit investigation.
What are some of the things you look for? I mean, is it like a font that's different or a label that seems, that looks like it was made at Kinko's?
Actually, yes for both of those. Forgers are getting really clever now, and the technology, unfortunately, has gotten better. So with laser printing, it's easier to fool people. But we can zoom in and look and see if it was printed with a modern printer. We look for appropriate paper, if there's brighteners in the paper, since they started putting them in since the 50s. We look for appropriate capsules, appropriate glass, is the fill the level right for the age of the wine, and a lot of other things. Trade secrets.
Yeah, trade secrets. And you can walk into, we will not give a specific example, but you can walk into a place and pretty much spot like, oh, that looks fake.
I can certainly pick out one that looks questionable, that needs more investigation, for sure. And a couple times I found one when I wasn't looking for one, and that's problematic. But
yeah,
you know, they're out there.
They're out there, and it's endlessly fascinating. And then also now Broadway. So let's switch our last minute or so. Broadway. What shows have you been in?
So my big show that I've done a lot with was Mamma Mia. I did 3 different companies, including the Broadway company, for on and off for 3 years. And that is a lovely show. I wore a lot of spandex. There's a box with spandex with my name on it. I toured the country, so I actually played here. And then I toured the country and Canada and Japan with Kinky Boots more recently.
So great. More with Annie when we come back. Back in a moment, everybody. Stay with us. Welcome back. Okay, Yankees. Okay, Anaheim. We're back with Annie, a singer and actor on a quest to sing at every major ballpark in America. Again, Annie's address is at the bottom of your screen. Go ahead and write her immediately. Write the Yankees, write Anaheim. A few more wine questions. We were talking during the break, and we discussed this last night. Our wine diva, Leslie Miller, talks about this. And the general feeling that you do not, and you taste everything. I mean, you've had the fancy, I call it shishi poo poo wine, down to $4 Chuck.
Absolutely.
But first, give me $1. What do you think is, give me a dollar figure, the most expensive wine you think you've tasted?
Well, I know for sure I've had bottles that were $2,000 a bottle.
Okay, but you said, we don't have to feel bad about enjoying a $15 bottle of wine.
No, I mean, I think the sweet spot, honestly, is $20 to $25. But if your favorite wine is $15, have at it. Drink it. It's good, you know. But there are a lot of wines out there that are made very commercially and broadly, and that's why they're so cheap. You might do better to research and find a wine that is made with more careful winemaking and just potentially a little better quality, just for a few dollars more.
And you love it. Annie's so good. You had, during the pandemic, you turned this into, you love talking to people going, what's your favorite movie? You asked us that last night. We were ordering, you asked Lisa, you're like, what's your favorite, you know, what star are you liking right now? Why does that matter? You
know, it lets me know, like, first, I do like to know what do you normally drink.
Yeah.
If you say, I really like red blends, okay, I'll start there. But I want to get a sense of who you are. Are you adventurous? I once had a customer, I worked part-time at a wine shop, Flatiron Wines in New York, and a customer came in and said, I'm doing Friendsgiving. I don't know what to get. And I said, all right, if your friends were a genre of movie, would it be action, romance, a think piece? And he said, oh, that's a good question. A murder mystery. And I went, boop, here's the wine for you.
Boop, your friends are interesting.
It doesn't matter what it tastes like. It matters that you're adventurous, you're fun, you might be a little dark, you know.
We'll end where we began, and that is your quest. You would like, now look, you're not going to say no if it's reversed, but ideally you would like your last one to be New York. Am I right on that?
I do. I started in New York, so I think there's a nice symmetry to finish in New York. And you know, it's a very personal quest, this is. So to end in my hometown would be great.
You feel good about it, don't you? Don't you think you're going to? I think you're going to do it.
I don't know why I wouldn't do it.
Thank you.
But I've been doing it for 15 years. It's taken a really long time to
We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
We make it happen. Speaking of New York, we found out you had an interesting almost encounter with Alex Rodriguez. Because he owns the part owner of the Timberwolves now, so we see him all the time. So yeah.
Well, I was singing for the Baltimore Orioles, and they were hosting the Yankees. And right before I was singing, I was standing with my back to the edge of the warning track. And I saw A-Rod and Robinson Cano were warming up, and so they were throwing and getting farther and farther apart. And all of a sudden, A-Rod launches a ball, and I see it coming straight for my head like it has my name on it. And I'm backed up against the corner, and I can't see it. And I don't know how to get out of the way, so I just duck. And I was thinking, everything went through my brain, if I get beamed by a ball, I won't be able to sing the anthem here. But I'll probably get an autographed A-Rod ball.
Yeah.
And luckily, Robinson Cano swooped down and picked it up. And I look up from my crouch, and he was holding it in his glove, and he goes, I got it. Like I wouldn't catch it.
Yeah.
You know?
This is what I do.
Yes. That anthem was a little sweaty.
Yeah. Have either of your final parks, obviously you've tried, you know what, but you know, you're going to know what I mean. Has there been progress over the 15 years?
I mean, a little bit. I've gotten in touch with the Angels, but they have a very rigorous selection process, more so than any other team in baseball. And they take it very seriously, and I just haven't been able to break through. It's frustrating, but I think I am a good quality performer, so I hope to do it someday.
More rigorous than the Yankees even?
Well, I mean, the Yankees kind of are just the Yankees, right? Even if you don't know baseball, you know the Yankees. So I'm sure they get people from all corners wanting stuff from them all the time. So they're just a little bit more maybe closed off. But the Angels are saying, like, we really take our process seriously, and I respect that, but I just haven't been able to break in yet.
What are you going to do? Because we're not going to talk when this happens, hopefully right after the show airs. That would be great. But once this happens, what's the next dream?
Well, once it happens, I'm just gonna enjoy some champagne. But you know, I don't have a dream. Like, when I started this process, there wasn't social media really. It was that long ago, and
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. So this was never an attempt to like, oh, look at this cool thing I'm doing, like, follow. But so I don't need to have any next step. I don't need a fanfare. It's just been a really beautiful experience to honor our country and sing the national anthem for all of these teams, and to get to share that experience with so many people. I estimate I've sung for about 1 million people, and it just means a lot to me. So I'm just happy to quietly step away and say thank you.
Other than airing this, should we tweet them? Like, what can we do? I mean, can we bother them?
Sure.
Like, what should we do? Yeah.
I don't want them to get annoyed.
Oh, no. Let me just tell you, because if we tell, our viewers are so good, we could tell them to go buy a zebra, and they'll go buy a zebra. So whatever we tell, they're going to help you out. So
Well, if anyone knows anyone, somebody knows someone, right? But if anyone knows anyone who can help me get my foot in the door, or they know someone who wants to write about it or continue talking to me about it, sharing the story, that would be great.
Repost this when this is posted on our socials. That can be step one. Give it up for Annie, everybody. Annie's wine website is winemeansannie.com for more on her anthem quest and everything else Annie. I like that. Her personal website is annieedgerton.com. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back to wrap things up. Back in a moment. Thank you, my love. That was lovely.
Thank you.